Welcome Manju Warrior, lady superstar of Malayalam cinema to Film Companion South.
Thank you, Rangan. Really happy to hear that from the superstar journalist
Oh God,
himself.
oh God. Now Manju, I have generally heard that you are a slightly hard person to interview, like like you hold back a lot, you're guarded, you're a little aloof. First of all, is that true?
No, I don't think it's true. I would not say I'm a difficult person. I would just say I'm a very simple, uncomplicated person. So
Okay,
maybe that's why people
okay.
think so.
Okay, maybe I got the thing that maybe some actors, because they give so much of themselves out on in front of the camera and on screen. They like to, off camera, they like to keep the rest of it for themselves or their own personal lives. They don't want to share everything with everyone. Maybe is that maybe some of it, like, because even when we began this interview question, you said let's talk about professional stuff, right? Which is what we are talking about. Is that,
Yeah.
could that be a reason as well, that
I
of
I am someone who respects privacy a lot, even if it's mine or if it's others. So I would give all the respect to everyone's privacy. So I would like to be treated the same way.
okay, 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 yeah. So when you go on social media, and some of your recent pictures have, as they say, gone viral, when you were promoting Chaturmukham and all that, is that level of exposure you're able to deal with? That's fine.
That was very, very unintentional, Rangan, to be very honest, because uh, the viral and the makeover thing that was supposed makeover that was talked about everywhere. For me personally, it was not at all a makeover. That is something I very commonly, if it's the physical, if it's the outfit, that is something which I very commonly wear, and I don't know why it was talked about so much. But there were many people who told me it's not about the outfit or the haircut. It was the positivity, the kind of confidence they saw on my face. Uh, uh, I really don't know. I had no intention of wanting to make something viral or wanting something to be talked about. If at all the confidence and the smile was liked by everyone, I would say it is given to me by the audience themselves. The kind of love and the affection that they show me, that is what has given me that confidence and the positivity. That has given me the positivity. So I'm happy that many people thought beyond the look and the outfit.
Right.
But that was not intentional at all.
No, I wasn't talking about the intentionality, though. Thank you for explaining that, because that's, a lot of people talked about the positivity. But social media is also a fairly intrusive space, because you post something and then a lot of people underneath give comments that could be anything from positive to very, very hateful or whatever. So and that again comes back to the whole thing about, they try to invade your privacy in some ways. How do you handle
Mhm.
that balance? Because on the one hand, you need to be out there to promote your film, but
Yeah.
on the other hand, how do you handle that balance?
Now I use social media only to promote my films, or even or only if I feel like posting anything, like a picture or anything. Only if I feel like I do that, because I've noticed that in the past few years. In the beginning, social media was all good, but in the past few years, I've noticed that um, everything that you say on social media, be it your political opinion or opinion on anything, there is a section of people who use it only to like either twist it or drag it or to politicize it or to make you misunderstood. That is what social media has been all about in the past few years. So I don't like that negative space of social media. That is why I use social media only for either promoting my films or only for such things.
Now, Manju, I'm going to take you on a major flashback, right? You're 16 years old and you get this movie offer. You're saying, I'm going to go into the movies. What did the movies mean to you then? Did you even realize what acting was? Were you fascinated by the films because you had a brother who was in the movies at that point? How did you?
No,
Your brother was
no,
not in the movies at that point.
no, he was not. He was
It
not.
was later.
We were a small little family who enjoyed watching movies every weekend. Like literally every Saturday and Sunday, my father would take us to the movies. Even if we had watched the movie already, we were only happy to go watch it again. We used to watch every single movie that came out during that time. And the offer for the movie came to me when after the youth festivals, the
Right.
state school youth festivals, and I was the individual champion one year, and the my photograph came in on the cover of a magazine. So that's how the makers of the film came to me, and that's how I did my first movie. So I never ever imagined that I would become an actress. I had never thought beyond like going to the movies and cinema theater and having peanuts and enjoying watching the movie. I had never thought beyond that. So the rest, my plan of getting into movies was very unexpected.
Right. So, what was it like? Did you have to convince your folks? What was it like? Is it?
Course not. They were
Uh,
very happy. They just wanted me to give it a try. They were very happy and very, very supportive. Even my parents and my relatives, everyone was very happy.
okay. When you look back, what did acting mean to you then versus now? Because you spent 2+ decades in the industry, on and a little off. I mean, the way, what does it seem now? Earlier, was it just like maybe like make believe or something, but now you have a different way of looking at it. How does it differ from the 16-year-old versus the Manju Warrior of today?
In the first innings, the so-called innings, I worked for 3 years. And during that time, I was only like trying to deliver to the director's instructions, just following what he told me, what he showed me. And that was the only thing that I did. But now, when I think of it, when I think of how I approach my profession now, I know that I'm far more involved, not only in acting, but every stage of how a film is made. I it's not being I am being part of it. I am being made a part of it. Like
Right.
from the initial stages of discussion, from each and every stage of scripting, we sit and we read and we discuss, and so I feel more involved in the process now, and even in the post production, in the edit and in the post production and the release and the promotions, I am also being made a part of it. So I feel more included now, and of course I enjoy the process much more now.
Okay. Like in the earlier days, the director would come and give you the script. Now the director is coming and giving you a script and saying, "What are your inputs?" That's the difference.
No, they. I would, of course, I would want a frame, the frame of a script before saying yes or
Right.
no to a project. Uh, that's how I believe everyone does. And but for some people who like we know that we are going to be a great team, we start from the idea, the core idea, and then we see if that can be made into a script. So that all happens in friends circles for sure.
Right.
But if I don't know anything about the people who are coming to me with the offer, I would want to see the frame of a script, like what they have in mind, how are they going to conceive it. It's all like in discussions.
Right.
The
Right.
discussions add life to projects. So it's the process is different for each film, I should say that.
Yeah. 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 Would you also say instinct plays a big part? You have a gut that maybe this will work.
I would imagine myself sitting in a theater and watching the film. If
Okay.
it keeps me engaged, then I would go with that judgment. But it's not always correct. It might go wrong at times too. But that is the most basic, simple judgment that I do. I just imagine this film playing in a theater and from the viewpoint of the audience who sit and watch it.
Right.
So sometimes works, sometimes doesn't.
Right. And and at least from my point of view, there are two films of yours that I wish I had watched in theaters of late, which are Pratibhu Vankori and Chaturmukham, because you were absolutely magnificent in both of them. And I was like, oh my God,
Thank
I'm sad that I have to watch this on a smaller screen. I wish I'd really kind of been, on a bigger screen watching these films. When
Yes,
these films
especially
come,
Chaturmukham needs to be watched on big screen.
yeah, because it's a thriller. We'll come to the producer role in a bit. Let's. I'm still going to talk about
Yes,
your
yes.
acting a bit. So, are you somebody who, when you watch yourself, like in a Kaliyattam or a Summer in Bethlehem today. How do you see it? Is it do you enjoy your performances?
No, I watch my films like this. Even Chaturmukham, I watch like this. Oh, I could have made that better. I could have made that better. Every film,
Okay.
I'm never satisfied with any of my performances, Rangan.
But do you like watching yourself on screen to like on the monitor or
Not very much, but I can only find out the faults,
right?
and I can't like sit and enjoy. My God, what a performance have I given! I have never been able to do that.
So, but when the whole world is praising your performance, you're still saying, I did all these mistakes.
Only the mistakes come to my eyes, but that's only about my performance. I
Right.
enjoy every other performance, every other film. But when I come on screen, I'm suddenly conscious and I just, oh God, I could have done this way. I could have spoken that line in a different way. I keep thinking that keeps running in my head. I can't do anything about it.
But can you give an example from Chaturmukham? I'm really curious because I thought one of the toughest things in that movie that you managed to do is separate that anxiety that you're living with the terror or the things from the actual
Yeah.
scenes. And I
I
thought
was
that was
very happy to see the video of your review on the film, sir, because the whole team of Chaturmukham was so happy and so thrilled that you watched and gave us the most honest, genuine review. Thanks for that, first
thank you
of
for
all.
thank you for the film. But so how do you do that? Like you're watching that, right? It's a very difficult thing to do because showing anxiety is very different from showing terror or horror. Uh,
Um,
it's a thin line. Do you are you able to say I thought of this or I thought of that, something like that?
we wanted this not to be the cliche horror film, the usual horror films that we see everywhere. So we tried to keep this as natural as possible, uh, given that I don't want to give out any spoilers, but it's not the usual thing that scares the
Right.
character in the movie. So I think we try to keep it natural, and it was all the teamwork, sir. I have no explanation for how I did it or what made me do it,
Right.
but uh,
Would you say simply
maybe
that do you just say when you and the directors, like you said, you were involved in every stage of production, like before stepping into the camera, you pretty much internalize the character? Would you say that's what happens?
I do not know how to explain how I do it, but maybe I have no idea, sir. I
Okay,
really don't know. I wish I could explain this, but I really have no idea
that's fine.
how I can explain the process of how I act
Fantastic.
because
No,
there
no,
is
no,
no
no.
process.
That is a difficult question, and a lot of people, they have. It's. I mean, I was just trying to see where I could take you there. But when Prithviraj is coming to you and saying, "I want you to look incredulous," I have to ask you this question. How
I
do
don't know.
what happens then when you hear like, "I want you to look incredulous," and then you're a little like, "Okay, I don't know what that exactly means." How do you handle that
Yeah.
situation?
I asked him, what is that? I asked him what incredulous means, and I remember him like laughing out loud. Uh, so if there is a director who has the clarity of what he wants exactly, the actor's job is very easy,
Easy.
I would say. So you just need to deliver to his instructions. If you have the confidence in him, it's you just need to deliver to his instructions and to see if he is happy, he or she is happy or not. That is what the basic actor in me does. So if there is something that I feel is not hitting the mark, or you feel that okay, this might have worked, this might this might look good. If that doesn't hit, doesn't make you feel okay, happy, then maybe we'll discuss options. But for me, generally, I have been blessed to be able to work with good directors mostly, and so I would always depend on their judgment and their instructions.
Okay,
That's
let's
what I do.
okay. Let's say Prithviraj says your take is fantastic, but you feel you kind of weren't too happy. Would you trust his judgment, or would you say, "Can we go for another one?"
There have been instances where we have tried multiple takes and then we've chosen the better option.
Okay,
It differs from each film, each
right,
director.
sure.
If there is a there is an equation. Even I think with Prithviraj also, I think there have been scenes where we have tried multiple takes, multiple options, and then go, chosen the better option.
Right.
It all depends.
Right.
Yeah, there is no specific routine or specific process for all this.
Right. But there are two specific directors that I want to ask you about. One is, of course, Sanal Kumar Sasidharan, because you co-produced R, which I saw at the Trivandrum Film Festival on the big screen. So that was something I was able to see.
You watched it?
I watched it at the Trivandrum Film Festival. Yeah, it's a wonderful film. It's like
you wanted to watch it.
Yeah. No, so no, that is an odd space, right? Because like, see, Sanal makes two kinds of films. One is the slightly more story narrative driven films, like, let's say, Chora, or like, but this is a slightly more abstract kind of film. So when you're also the co-producer of that film, right? Right. So
Yes,
when you
I am.
approach when you approach something like that, how does that happen? Is that again saying I'll do whatever the director does, or because this is also see, in a normal when I say normal, I mean in a mainstream film, half the director's job is to mainly say, will the audience understand this? But in like in this kind of a film, it's basically Sanal saying, I want to express myself through my medium. So how is acting in that kind of a movie different from for you?
In Sanal's film, it was like Sanal is a director who wants the actor to perform and show him.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are every director is different in that matter. There are directors who show you exactly what they want, which makes your job easier, and there are directors who want you to show them what you can do.
Okay.
So, and then there is a discussion and correction or suggestions or whatever. Sanal is that kind of a director where he want. I remember in Ahar, he used to ask me to, like, do whatever you feel like. If there is any correction, I'll tell you. That's what he told me. And so I was very conscious and I was very nervous. Oh, he might not like this. He might not like this. But he had come, and that is excellent. I want exactly that. So that makes the actor in you more confident and more ready to open up.
Right.
If you know what I mean. So Ahar was that kind of an experience for me, and the even more adventurous part of it was the shoot the way of shoot that we did. We like literally hiked up, hitchhiked on mountains, and we stayed in tents, and that's how we shot the film. The whole film was happening during a trek of
Right.
a small group of people. So that was other than the group of actors that we were in the movie, there were only like 5 or 6 people from outside. So that was the only crew that was there, cast and crew and everything that was there. We all like shared all the production work and everything. So we all worked as a team, and that was very very exciting. And we got stuck in landslide and snowfall, and that so that was a very very unforgettable experience in my life. And regarding the film, I that was a very new experience for me, the kind of films that Sanal does, and I really enjoyed being part of Ahar. And that was my first co-production venture. That was a film that I decided, okay, maybe we'll be part of the production also. That was the first film that I ever decided to be part of, and we premiered at the Busan Festival, and so it received great response from there, and even from IFFK where you saw the film. So that film is meant for that kind of an audience. So those kind of people, the audience, they liked the movie, and we are looking forward to getting it to all the audience.
Right. See, so you are able to explain process if you ask if the right movie comes along.
No, it maybe depends on the director, on how the director gets
So
you into the process.
I'm also curious about Vetrimaran, because for Asuran, he is a director who likes to improvise a lot on the spot. He kind of, has
Oh,
an idea for a script, but he doesn't really give you lines or something earlier. Sometimes he rewrites lines and does all that. What was Asuran like for you? In that being in that kind of what was that acting like for you?
Asuran, as you said, I in the first few days, and I was asking Vetri sir, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Please, I'm ready to like take how much ever takes you want. I'm ready to keep on correcting. Please tell me. Please don't hesitate to tell me if I'm not doing it right. If you want me to do it again. So he said, even I have no idea. Let's travel together and find out the path of the character. So I said, oh my God, I thought you were very sure of what you wanted. So I think I know that he just says so, but
Yeah,
he knows very clearly in his head. So he is so that's the kind of personality he has. So he's so down to earth that even he says, no, I have no idea what the film is going to look like. He says that, but he has always proven, in his films, that he knows what he's doing. Asuran was, and especially with Dhanush, with they seem very unprepared and they seem very nervous, but they are like literally rock stars in what they're doing. So I was my only worry was that I should not fall short of from their levels of excellence. So I was very nervous that I should, especially it was my first Tamil
Tamil
movie.
film.
So I was thinking of my people from Kerala should not say, "Ayyo, manate vaangitanga." They should not think like that. So I was very worried about that, and I was like constantly aware of like to keep up to their levels of the quality of level that their work has. But they were so supportive and so welcoming and so warm and so friendly that they made me very comfortable. I did not feel that I was working in another language or another industry. I felt very much part of the family.
Why did it take so long for you to? I'm sure you got offers in Tamil long before Asuran. What made what was the is was it dates? What was that? Why did it take you so long to kind of?
Multiple factors, sir. There were some projects which the scripts were very good, but we couldn't work the dates for those scripts. But then even Dhanush sir had called me for a couple of projects of his, and we couldn't work the dates out. And some projects which I didn't like
Like,
the scripts very much. Yeah. So there were multiple reasons. So Asuran was the project where everything came together,
yeah, yeah,
and I'm glad that Asuran happened to be my first Tamil film.
yeah, yeah. We all are, I
I
think.
cannot I cannot think of a better film to have debuted in Tamil than Asuran, with such a stellar team, brilliant team, and the film, the kind of recognition that the film has got.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's the national in the national awards, especially it's been awarded the best Tamil film, and Dhanush has won the best actor. So it all proves that my choice was right.
Right. We are now hearing, there are these vague rumors that you are considering your first Hindi project. Is that true?
It is true. It is true, Rangan. Yes, I
Okay.
am doing a Hindi film with Madhavan,
Okay.
and the name of the film is Amriki Pandit.
Okay.
And the shoot was happening in Bhopal, but then Maddie got COVID positive, and so we had to break the schedule. And now we're waiting for everything. The shoot was happening in Bhopal, and so there is also a lockdown situation happening there. So we are waiting for things to to calm down so that we can resume shoot.
Right.
I'm
No.
very excited about it.
Oh,
So
lovely.
since I'm speaking Hindi and we are shooting on live sound also, that is
So
very challenging for me.
which is more difficult, speaking Nellai slang in Asuran or speaking Hindi?
Well, in Asuran, I had the option of dubbing.
Right.
So even if I messed up my lines during the shoot, I had the option of correcting it in dubbing. So, but in this Hindi, since we are shooting in live sound, it's more challenging.
Okay.
So because Hindi I've only learned in school. So I'm standing on that base. I'm working. But I've been taking diction classes and trying to make it sound as convincing as possible, my Hindi. So
Nice.
far, they're happy with it.
Nice. Nice. you are a dancer, basically. By training. Now there are some dancers who, because of the way dancers have to emote on stage, they end up looking like they're overacting on screen. Because the eyes open a little wider than they should, or when they smile a little more than they should, because dance is a stage art, whereas like a film is very close to the camera. How have you managed to separate the dance aspects of your emoting from the film aspect of your emoting?
I have done nothing consciously, Ranjan. I don't know how, but I
Again,
don't.
okay, let me
Again,
answer that question for you. You're going to
which
say
I
you
don't
trust the
have an
director.
answer to.
Are you saying that, the director did it? It's like that. They did.
I no, but I don't know how, but the nuances of dance performances have never. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. That's a question that many people have asked me. Maybe I don't think of dance when I'm acting.
Okay, okay,
I don't know. I can't think of a better explanation.
okay,
I have no idea.
okay.
Or maybe my dance is not that good as the other good dancers.
I'm so not going to believe that. But if you were to tell me, take a few roles that were absolutely instrumental in shaping your career, roles and directors, which ones would you say they were?
Um, for me personally, every role is
Sure.
equally dear to me. But from what the audience have given me, from the feedback that I have received from the audience, people have loved Aram Tamburan, Kanmadam, Patram, Kannezhudi Pottum Thottu, Summer in Bethlehem, and so many films from the first innings. And now I think, How Old Are You, of course.
Right.
Then Udaharanam Sujata and Sarah Banu and Care of Sarah Banu. And people have spoken very much about Pratibhuvan Gori,
Right.
Lucifer, Asuran, and yes, now Chaturmukham also has been very, very well received by the audience.
Right.
So, yeah,
So you're saying that Manju Warrior judges her performance based on how the audience receives it. Is that what it
of
is?
course, I do films for the audience. So their feedback means everything to me. Like the kind of genuine feedback. By now I can make out what is constructive criticism and what is just for the sake of hate criticism. So the genuine feedback and honest opinions mean a lot to me, especially from the audience. We make films for the audience, so
So when you come across somebody who says maybe you weren't effective and you feel it's genuine criticism, how do you process it? What does it hurt at first? Do you kind of take some time to warm up to it? Because I know some directors, for example, who say that the first week of the review they can't read, so of the release they can't read reviews at all because it's so close to them that they need a little time to distance themselves and then see the flaws. How does it work for an actor?
no, never. I never get hurt because when I hear something, I can know. I know if it's genuine or not. So then immediately I try to understand what I need to learn from it, what I need to do to improve myself. Is that genuine or not? So that kind of thought process happens inside me. I never get hurt by constructive criticism.
Okay,
I
okay.
never.
In the period that you were away from films, so it's about like 14, 15, 16 years, did you kind of really say, I miss this? What I'm trying to get at is now acting such a part of you that if it's not there, you're going to miss it?
And also, I never missed while I was not acting because it was my own decision not to continue in films, and it was my decision to come back to films also. So I never missed, or neither do I regret any decision in my life. So I was only happy then, and I am happy now. So I think I'm someone who, like, if you whatever situation you are in, I'm happy in that situation. So I don't think I've never missed acting, or you never know to what's going to happen tomorrow. I
Yeah.
may stop again. I may continue. I have
But
no idea what's going to happen.
but come on, with the kind of roles you're getting, you're not going to stop. This is like
I hope so. I hope the audience don't ask me to stop. That's what I'm really scared about.
oh
So, and I should say that I'm truly blessed for the kind of characters, for the kind of thoughts that people are
yeah,
um, from the new scripts that are coming my way. I'm really amazed by the kind of variety that
yeah.
of the thoughts that people are having. So I'm so excited and so happily looking forward to the future projects that are coming my way.
Would you say
And
that?
not only my own projects, sir, I should say the kind of films that, especially in Malayalam, the kind of films that are happening, the kind of experiments that
Yeah.
people are ready to do. It's very exciting. It's a very exciting phase that is lying ahead.
Would you say this is a new golden age, like almost like all over again for heroines oriented roles in Malayalam cinema? Because there was a gap where there was a lot of hero oriented stuff that was happening.
I think so now we are all in a space where hero oriented and heroine oriented, those kind of the words are, even those words are irrelevant now. The audience, they just embrace a film if the film is good, not if it's hero oriented or heroine oriented. So if the film is good, if
Right.
the film can keep the audience engaged, that film will work,
Right.
irrespective of the gender of the protagonist, which in a previous discussion I
You said
think
that.
I
Yeah.
said the
Yes.
same
The
thing.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that is very positive to see,
Right.
the kind of openness that the audience have
Right.
now.
Right.
Yeah, now the director, the subject, the script, the edit, people are aware of each and every segment of film, and they are exposed to such high quality international content on even in big screens and small screens. So they know if something is good, if the film is good, they don't hesitate to appreciate it.
Right. No,
So
that
that is,
that so where I was coming from this, and I think I explained this to you the last time also, is that see
oh
in the
God.
80s,
Okay.
in the 80s, and I used to see films like, I don't know, Alice into Anveshanam, where you had very, like, there was a particular kind of a film where, like, exactly like you say, the gender of the protagonist didn't matter at all. It was just a good story, well told. And there were a lot of those films being made where Suhasini or even before that Sharada. So there's so many Srividya, all these actors shown, they got to shine. It
Yes.
almost seems like now we are seeing a repeat of that era again, where we are seeing this genderless kind of thing where, like you say, it's about
That's
the
true.
quality of the film. That's where I was going, not whether the audience
Yeah,
was
yeah.
yeah. So
Okay. No, it's very hopeful. It's a very hopeful sight to see that more and more filmmakers are coming forward to make such kind of movies where the women are, irrespective of the orientation, the women are given a proper space, and
right,
the female character influences the film as
right,
much as the male character does. That's a very happy sight to see. And the talented female actors that we have now, the kind of excellent performances they are delivering. So that's all very good to see. I really enjoy watching movies.
like for example, one thought that I had while watching Chaturmukham was it's, in an earlier era, you can almost imagine the male playing your role and the female playing Sunny Wayne's role, because of course, he's there throughout the movie, but he's also
Yeah.
what one would call a supporting a role, I mean, I don't want to spoil the relationship between what happens and all that, but now it's kind of the other way around, where you're able to be the thing, and Sunny Wayne is is supporting you from there. So that's really fantastic. Is that kind of why, what made you say this is the right time for me to turn producer? Was that a Are you always somebody who looked at box office figures and things like that? What is that? Because a producer is
Not
much
really,
more.
not really. But the first film, the co-production venture that I decided to be part of was Ahar, as I told you told you earlier. It was a completely offbeat academic movie. So that was a very spontaneous decision that I took, and I used to never like think and compare box office figures, and I never used to even ask a producer what's the collection, how much did we get today. But that was a very gradual process. I became part of Ahar, and then regarding Chaturmukham also, I was not into the production of Chaturmukham in the beginning. It's only when the final output was almost ready, that I really liked, and I felt very hopeful and very confident in Chaturmukham, that I decided to co-produce the film. I joined much later, and then Lalitam Sundaram. Lalitam Sundaram has not been released yet, it's my brother's debut directorial. So that's another production venture that I'm part of. So all those are very, very spontaneous decisions that I took.
Okay.
So I really hope I'm really happy with how Chaturmukham was received in theaters. So I'm really hoping Lalitam Sundaram also works well for us.
So hopefully we'll get to see those films in theaters and not on OTT, depending on how things go. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Finally, what keeps Manju Warrior excited about her profession after 2+ decades in it?
Oh, I'm still very, very excited every day to go to shoot. And I think being an actor gives us the privilege of living different lives, like literally every day.
Yeah.
I feel so blessed to be an actor, so privileged to be an actor. I really enjoy my work. So uh, if I'm very excited to go to shoot every day, as I told you. So like to understand what we have to do now. You have no idea what you get to do tomorrow. You might jump off from a building, or you might go to a tea shop and drink tea, or you might get on a bus, and you have no idea what scene awaits you tomorrow. So it's that excitement is itself is very, very it gives me a lot of energy and something to look forward to. I really enjoy my work.
Right. Or you may end up in a snowstorm in a hill
Yeah.
with Sunil's steam,
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time, Manju Warrior. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure.
Thank you so
Yes.
much,
Thank you,
and all the
Rangan.
best. We look forward to many, many more gender neutral, strong films from you. So thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rangan. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.